Welcome to Little John's Yarns. Today we're going to learn how to make these beginner-friendly crochet slippers. Let's hop into the pattern breakdown. Sizes included in this tutorial are US women's sizes, size 5 all the way to a size 12. The entire pattern is completed in single crochets. We'll begin by crocheting in the round from the toe to the front of the ankle. Then we'll work back and forth rows towards the back of the heel. To finish it off, you can add an optional row of reverse single crochets. Today's yarn was provided by Yarnspirations. I'm using Bernat Softee Chunky yarn, which is a number 6 weight. I'm using 200 yarns, and I'm also using a 6mm crochet hook. We're going to begin with a magic ring. If you don't know how to do a magic ring, you can start with a chain 4 and slip stitch into that first chain to form a ring. Once you have your ring, we're going to chain 1. We're going to place 11 single crochets into this ring. So you can pause your video here. Continue placing 11 single crochets into the ring. Once you make it back around, we are not going to slip stitch or join. We're going to place 2 single crochets into that very first single crochet. 1. I'm also going to mark my first stitch with a stitch marker and place my second single crochet back into that same stitch. And that is going to be our pattern repeat all around. So continue placing 2 single crochets in each stitch all the way around, and I'll meet you back at the other side. Okay, we've made it back around, and you can pull your center string to tighten up that center circle. All right, remember, our row is always going to end right before the stitch marker. You should have a total of 22 stitches. All right, let's remove that stitch marker. We're just going to place 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around. So for a small, you're going to place 1 single crochet in each stitch around for a total of 14 rows. For a medium, you're going to place 1 stitch around for 15 rows. For a large, 16 rows, and for an extra large, you're going to place 1 stitch in each row for the next 17 rounds. All right, so pause your video here. Remember, you always place your stitch marker in because we're not slip stitching to join. So pause your video here, and I'll meet you when you're at the completion of those rounds. Okay, we completed your additional rows, and this is what it looks like so far. So this is for every size. You're going to remove the stitch marker, and we're going to single crochet in the next 16 stitches. So 1, don't forget to put back in your stitch marker, and continue single crocheting in the next 16 stitches. You can pause your video here. We've completed those 16 stitches, and you'll notice we have a gap left between here. That'll be for the front of your ankle. All right, so now we're just going to chain 1, turn your work, and we're going to single crochet back across those 16 stitches. So pause your video here and continue placing those 16 stitches across your top. Okay, we made it back across those 16 stitches, and all you're going to do is going to be a pattern repeat. We're going to repeat this last row by chaining 1 and single crocheting across. For a size small, you're going to complete 7 more rows. For a size medium, complete 8 more rows. For a size large, complete 9 more rows, and for an extra large, complete 10 more rows. So pause your video here and continue placing your rows, and I'll meet you at the end. We've completed the heel part of the shoe, and now all we're going to do is sew up the back of the heel. What I do, I just like to place slip stitch all the way down the back of the heel. So I'm taking this loop and pulling it through. That'll be considered my first slip stitch. Go into the second stitch and the back second stitch, yarn over, pull through, and slip stitch. You're going to do this all the way down your work, slip stitching. So pause your video here and continue placing slip stitches all the way down your work, and make sure you slip stitch loosely so your work doesn't pucker. Okay, once you're done, flip your slipper to the right side. The wrong side is the part where I did the slip stitch to join my heel. Right there, that's placed on the inside of my work now. Next, we're going to attach a new piece of yarn to the back of the heel. I like to chain one to secure my attachment. And we're going to evenly place single crochets all the way around the ankle of your work. As simple as that. So continue placing evenly spaced single crochets around your edge, and I'll meet you back at the other side. So you're going around this way, all the way around your ankle, back to the other side. So pause your video here, and I'll meet you at the other side. Alright, once you make it back around, we're just going to slip stitch to join into that very first single crochet. Chain one. If you would like, you would stop here, but I'm going to add a reverse single crochet border just for a little something extra. So to do a reverse single crochet, instead of going to your left, we're going to be working to our right. So take your hook, place it in the stitch behind where you're working. Can you see that V behind your work? Stick it there. Yarn over, pull up a loop. You'll have 2 twisted loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through those 2. It's just like a single crochet but reverse. I'll show you one more time. The stitch behind what you're working, pull up a loop, 2 twisted loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2. One more time. Go into the back stitch, pull up a loop, 2 twisted loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So pause your video here, continue placing reverse single crochets all the way around the ankle, and I'll meet you at the other side. Alright, this is what it looks like, and once you make it back to the other side, we're just going to slip stitch to join. I'll show you how I slip stitch. I usually take my hook from the loop, stick it into that chain one from the reverse side, and pull that loop through, and we're just going to fasten off our work. And you are all done.